Stupid, stupid, stupid.
What happens on the cricket ground, the players do tend to take it back to the dressing room. And within the confines of that safe sanctuary, sometimes discuss what went wrong on the ground and find ways to fix it. Sometimes they just sit there in a corner and brood. And on rare occasions, a player who doesn't fit in the team for some reason uses that same space to contemplate retirement and announce it mid-tour. And that's why the dressing room is considered a safe space, and what happens inside, a secret. It is a place where players, far away from the prying eyes of cameras and fans, can be themselves, be vulnerable. Violating that sanctity by putting out what happens in the privacy of a dressing room is considered a serious breach in all team sports. It doesn't just impact the camaraderie among the players adversely, but often also reflects in their performance on the ground. Ahead of the Sydney Test, coach of the Indian team, Gambhir, dismissed the reports based on the dressing room leaks, saying, and I quote, "These are just reports. That's not the truth, and I don't think so. I need to answer to any reports, to be honest. And there are some honest words, that's all I can say. And honesty is very important. Honesty is extremely important if you want to probably go on and achieve some great things." Gambhir also added that everything is fine, while underscoring that conversations in the dressing room should stay in the dressing room. But interestingly, Gambhir during the press conference did not address whether Rohit Sharma will play in the Sydney Test. Now we know that Rohit Sharma isn't a part of the playing 11 in the Sydney Test. Rohit flew to Australia to take command of the team which crushed Australia in Perth from Bumrah, and now he's not even playing. Perhaps because of his poor form on the field. Bumrah is back in the captain's seat. But one major criticism is that India has changed too many things when it did not need to. When the men in blue landed in Perth, it was like starting from where they left off on the last tour. All India needed to do after the Perth Test was nothing. I mean, when did you last hear about a team which beat the opponent comprehensively and then changed the winning combination? It's rarely done. But then the peculiar move to replace the winning captain to accommodate an aging and out-of-form Rohit Sharma and a senior player like Virat Kohli made it seem as if all that India had to do to win was already done. Getting out on the ground and making the effort, of course, didn't seem to be a part of that plan. So instead of stomping all over the Australians who were reeling under the massive loss in Perth, the Indian team was bundled out for just 180 in the first innings, and Australia took a substantial lead with a score of 337 in response. The hosts wrapped up India's second innings at just 175. And this happened after India shattered many records in Perth. The victory margin of 295 runs is now India's biggest victory margin against Australia in Australia. After that, who could imagine the next match would be such a disaster? But it was. India lost the Melbourne Test by 7 wickets in 20.4 overs. And this was followed by leaks from the dressing room. Such a great start to the tour, eclipsed by 2 crushing defeats, led to an upheaval in the dressing room. As per an Indian Express report, a miffed Gambhir issued a stern warning to players. "Bahut ho gaya," to players not playing as per team plans. Although no names were taken, anybody can guess who the fingers are being pointed at if you would go through the gist of Gambhir's dressing room speech published in various news reports. And Gambhir is not alone in pointing out that some players, quote-unquote, playing their natural game, has hurt India's campaign down under.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Gambhir clearly seems to have had enough. And as per an Indian Express report, which quoted sources, Gambhir told the players that players doing their own thing instead of executing the plans discussed during the team meeting will not be tolerated anymore. So who are the players who, in Gambhir's words, are doing their own thing? While no names were taken, we can take an educated guess. For instance, Kohli, who once again perished chasing a wide ball in the last over before lunch on the final day at Melbourne. Rishabh Pant, who was dismissed playing a lap shot of a pacer in the first innings and pulling a short ball from part-timer spinner Travis Head down the throat of long on in the second, and as all of you know, what followed was a stunning collapse. Sharma is clearly struggling. Jaiswal, who has played well in the series, also went for a pull shot despite the field set for it late in the evening. After that, there was no coming back in the game for Team India. And multiple reports claim that the atmosphere in the dressing room now is far from ideal. Tension has been brewing in the Indian camp for a while now. In fact, since before the first test in Australia, Gambhir reportedly wanted Cheteshwar Pujara to be included, but the selectors shot his suggestion down. Even after the victory in Perth, Gambhir reportedly was still talking about Pujara. Also, when a team is in a transitional phase, as Team India currently is, rising ambitions and aspirations of individual players can often be a handicap for the squad. Then there is a problem of centralization in decision making. It is learned that Gambhir's move to bring in Harshit Rana and Washington's Sundar for the first test, as per reports, wasn't a unanimous decision. There are also whispers around the Indian tour party about the locus standi of the support staff that Gautam Gambhir has handpicked. During the tour, Indian cricket's leading voice, Border-Gavaskar, has raised this issue publicly. For batting, what is the role of Abhishek Nair in the team? He questioned. He also asked, is he a batting coach or an assistant coach? Gambhir has scored a lot more runs, so if he can step in and guide the players on how to bat and what approaches to be taken, we can perform better, Gavaskar said. Then all of you will probably remember this. Ashwin leaving mid-tour. While there may not be an open rift, the chaotic incohesiveness in the unit is too hard to get unnoticed. The outcome of the Sydney Test is likely to initiate a massive churn in the Indian cricketing setup, with changes likely in the Test captaincy and perhaps even more. So will Indian cricket be able to redeem itself? Will the BCCI manage to bring the firebrand Indian coach and senior Indian players on the same page? Which players will face the axe after the tour down under? We will wait and watch. I'm Abhishek Singh and you're watching The Mint. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and share and to subscribe.